Hi everyone, I'm the Canadian Lad, and Marvel just dropped the first 2 episodes of WandaVision on Disney+. Now I have watched both episodes at 0.2 speed already, so a detailed breakdown is coming up very soon. But I thought before I do that, I'll upload a separate video with my top 13 details. Now lads, if you haven't watched the first 2 episodes yet, then please click away from this video right now, as I'm gonna talk about some huge spoilers that might ruin your experience. So having said that, if you still think you should watch this video, then let's get going. Number 1. Just before episode 1 begins, we get the usual Marvel intro, but then it slowly blends into the WandaVision style. Now if you listen to the intro carefully, you'll notice that the background score also changes, and it sounds like it's coming from a very old television, just like the first episode that takes place in 1950s. Number 2. The second episode has an animated opening, in which we see Wanda and Vision are getting ready for their daily lives while using their powers. Now if you watch it in 0.2 speed, Vision walks down from the second to the first floor of the house, and in one of the closets we can see the helmet for the supervillain called the Grim Reaper. In the comics, part of Vision's brainwaves came from Wonder Man, and Grim Reaper is Wonder Man's brother who sees Vision as an enemy that stole a part of his brother, and that's why he wants to kill Vision. Now it has been reported that Grim Reaper and Mephisto will be the main villains of this series, and notice there's a spider web just beside Grim Reaper's helmet. Number 3. In the same animation we can see Wanda in a supermarket. Now notice there are ads for Bova milk, Wonder Oats, and Auntie A's kitty litter. Now Bova was Wanda and Pietro's foster mother in the comics and helped raise them. Auntie A is surely a reference to Agnes, being the witch Agatha Harkness, especially since the ad features a black cat. And Wonder Oats is probably a reference to Wonder Man, aka Simon Williams, the brother of Grim Reaper as I mentioned earlier. Now in a behind-the-scene footage, just behind one of the head writers of this show, we could see a poster of Wonder Man, so this is definitely a reference to that character. Number 4. The brand of gum that gums up Vision's body is Big Red, which was also the working title of the show when it was filmed in Atlanta in 2019. Number 5. The red and yellow helicopter toy is stamped with the number 57. The fact that it's so prominent means it's hard to ignore. But what could it mean? Well, Vision first appeared in Avengers number 57, so it's a nice nod to that. Number 6. The cabinet which Vision and Wanda use for their magic show is adorned with the Mind Stone. Yes, the same gem in Vision's head happens to be on the doors of the Cabinet of Mystery as well. Number 7. At the end of episode 1, we can see someone taking some notes while observing what's going on with Wanda's fake reality. Now as I speculated before, this indeed is the base of S.W.O.R.D. Pay attention to this logo. There's a sword at the center of this circle. And this brings my next detail, number 8. At the climax of episode 2, Wanda and Vision are both timid by a manhole cover sliding back and a shadowy beekeeper climbing out. Now notice there's a logo on the back of his uniform. This is the same S.W.O.R.D. logo that we've seen at the base, indicating agents of S.W.O.R.D. are not only keeping an eye at Wanda, but also trying to rescue her from her own demons. Number 9. After seeing the beekeeper, Wanda says no in a very terrifying voice and rewinds time to avoid any conflict. But notice before rewinding the time, Wanda asked Vision, is this really happening?
Vision? Is this really happening?
And after rewinding time, she asked him the same question, implying she's living the same moment again.
Vision? Is this really happening?
Now why is this significant? It's because the second time Wanda asked Vision, her way of asking the same question was totally different. Meaning when Wanda rewinds time, it's not that she forgets it too. In fact, it stays in her memory that she just used her powers to create an alternate reality inside an alternate reality. So every time she rewinds time or moves forward in time, it's only her who remembers. The rest of them can't remember a thing. Number 10. Wanda and Vision's house number is 2800. In an acclaimed 2015 comic series, the Vision took up residence on a suburban street, and in that comic, Vision lived at number 616. This was a reference to Earth 616, the version of reality in which most Marvel comics take place. And we've seen other parallel dimensions like the other different worlds in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, so the significance of 2800 is unclear. But because WandaVision will directly connect to Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2, it could have some kind of multiversal meaning. Number 11. The show also extends to fake ads in the middle of each installment. Episode 1 tries to sell us a toaster from Stark Industries, but that's not the Easter egg. The seemingly innocuous Toastmate 2000 takes a creepy turn when it beeps ominously just before the bread pops up. A bit like a bomb, because that's how the scene was meant to work. Now, we know from 2015's Avengers Age of Ultron that Wanda's parents were killed by an explosive device, leaving her and her twin brother Pietro trapped under rubble.
It doesn't go off. It just sits there in the rubble, 3 feet from our faces. It's painted one word. Stark.
So for 2 days, the Maximoff stared at an unexploded Stark Industries shell, expecting it to detonate before they were rescued. So beeping Stark tech isn't likely gonna sit well with Wanda. Number 12. The commercial break takes a darker turn in episode 2. The second ad advertises a watch branded with the names Strucker and Hydra.
Strucker, he'll make time for you.
Hydra is of course the sinister terrorist organization threatening Marvel's world, and Baron Wolfgang von Strucker is the evil scientist who developed Wanda's powers and set her against the Avengers in Age of Ultron. The ad's tagline "He'll make time for you" implies a continued role for Strucker, despite his death at Ultron's hand. Now what I'm guessing is this ad might represent Wanda's memories, in which case it may mean something that the same men and women show up in both ads. Could they be Wanda's parents? Let me know what you think in the comments. Number 13. Now this detail isn't related to 0.25x speed, but it's something that I observed. Notice in the second episode, just after Vision and Wanda kiss, Vision's face turns purple as he's supposed to be. Then everything slowly turns into color from black and white. Now my theory is that Wanda starts out with creating a black and white reality just like early television. Now the reason she began her fake reality in black and white is because of her last memory of Vision, which was traumatic, was him without color when he died. And now she's slowly building him back up to his colorful, healthy self, at least in her reality. And that's it. This would be my breakdown of the first 2 episodes of WandaVision at 0.25x speed. Honestly speaking, I couldn't be more excited about what's to come. With 7 more episodes to go, I think WandaVision may wind up being one of the best projects Marvel has ever produced. Now if you like this video, then please grab the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you think I deserve it, and follow me on Instagram to get updates about my channel. Till then, I'll see you lads in the next one.